What's up everybody, WayoftheBey here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the B-172 World Spriggan. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at the B-172 World Spriggan. So first, looking at the box. On the side we see it says Super King B-172. This is a Takara Tomy product, so it's not Hasbro, Takara Tomy. On the front we see a giant picture of World Spriggan and the blader that uses its shoe. On the side of the box we see World Spriggan's layer gimmick or ring gimmick. It has two modes, flippable. One mode is right spin, the other is left spin, and you can flip it to change its spin direction. On this side, we see all the little logos saying what this Beyblade is. It is a balance type Beyblade, part of the Beyblade Burst system, dual spin, and part of Beyblade Burst Super King Sparkin. That's the Super King or Sparkin logo. Now looking on the back, we see its parts and its gimmicks. Now there was a sticker on this side of the box, so that's why the box is a little torn. We have to take it off. But looking at the top of the box, we see the parts that it comes with, the layer with the chassis itself and the driver. We see its stats both in right and left spin. We see World Spriggan and all its parts. And over here we see its parts. So we have the Spriggan Chip, the World Ring, the two balance chassis, which is a double chassis. It's not a single chassis, a double chassis which takes the place of the disc. And the Unite Dash driver. And over here we see the 2B balance type chassis gimmick. It can either lock into place or it can be free spinning. And we also see the rings gimmick. It has both left and right spin abilities, and it has burst stoppers, which is pretty cool. So this Beyblade has a lot of awesome parts, and it's a great gimmicky balance type Beyblade. So now we're going to take it out and take a look at World Spriggan. Alright, so here we have World Spriggan out of its packaging. We have the layer, the chassis, and the driver. And it also comes with the instructions. It also comes with a sticker sheet, which we have already added onto the Beyblade. It comes with a lot of stickers, but it's not too hard to add on. And it does come with stickers because this is a Takara Tomy product, not Hasbro. And we also have the customized guide. So we have 3 combos with some of the latest parts. We have World Valkyrie 2A Charged Metal as the attack combo. We have World Spriggan 2S Mobius as the defense combo. And World Longinus 2B Nothing as the stamina combo. And down here we have some ads and the shadowy Beyblades for the next booster, which is Random Booster 22. And this should have Infinite Achilles, 2 of them with the attack mode and the defense mode. So that is the customized guide. Now let's take a look at the Beyblade itself. So moving the box out of the way, so we have the World Spriggan ring and chip. We have the 2B chassis, and we have the Unite Dash driver. So first, let's start with the driver since it doesn't have any crazy modes to go over. So this is the Unite Dash driver. This is a dash driver, so that means the spring is a lot tighter, which makes it harder for the Beyblade to burst. Unite Dash has a plastic tip in the center surrounded by rubber. So it's pretty calm in battle, and when it gets moved, hit around, the rubber makes contact with the stadium, making it really aggressive. And it's a really good balance type driver that doesn't really have modes or changes. So this is a really good driver. Getting it in dash form is really cool. We have had this in the past. This is a recolor of Unite Dash. And this color, the color scheme for this theme just fits really well with World Spriggan's coloring. And Unite came with the original Spriggan. So this is really cool. And then we have the 2B chassis. So this is a special double chassis. It's LR left-right compatible. And this chassis has a really cool gimmick, which I'll go over when we're looking at the layer itself. But the 2B chassis, it stands for to balance. It goes on left and right, as you can see right there. And it has a gimmick where when it goes onto the layer, it can either be locked in mode where this part isn't free spinning, or it'll be in free spin mode, which, as you can see, it just moves free spinning. So we have 2 little tabs right here. When those 2 tabs get locked into place, the ring around the 2B chassis is locked in and doesn't move. When it's let go, that's when it's free spinning. And when you put it onto the Beyblade, sometimes these tabs will be pushed down and sometimes it won't. And you're able to align the ring however you want it. We'll have this point line up right there. And then you can lock it into place when it goes onto the Beyblade. So it's a really cool chassis with a really cool gimmick. And there's its teeth right there. And oh, I did not notice it is 4 stars. That is really cool. The stars honestly don't really matter, but it's pretty cool to see 4 of them. So that's the 2B chassis. We'll go over more on its gimmick when we look at the ring, which we're doing now. So here we have World Spriggan, the really cool balance type dual spin Beyblade. So first, let's take a look at the ring. Well, the ring is World and the chip is Spriggan. But looking at the ring World, we have its right spin mode, as you can see all the stickers on it, and its left spin mode. Now to change its spin direction, you just flip the base, and that's all you do, flip the ring. So this is left spin with black and red and a little bit of gold, and this is right spin with gold and white with a little bit of red. So this is a really cool ring. It's a lot like the Master ring or the Master base from GT, but its gimmick is pretty cool. Now this does have a burst stopping gimmick where these blades on these sides do push in. The chassis will be right here. It'll stop the disc from moving on if this gets pushed in. It's just a spring like blade, so it doesn't lock into place like the Chosy Beyblades. It just can get pushed in there when it gets hit hard and it won't keep moving when it clicks. But overall, this ring looks really nice. I like how this represents Spriggan Requiem, while this represents Legend Spriggan. So that's really cool. And this is its left spin mode, as you can see from the L, and it can only take left chips. And this is the right spin mode, which it can only take right chips. So that's the World Ring. Looking at the chip, we have the Spriggan Chip. This is very similar to the Diabolos chip that came with Death and Abyss Diabolos. Looking at the chip itself, one side is a little bit of black and yellow, while the other is a little bit of yellow and black to represent both sides of the base. It has a metallic chip core. It doesn't have a chip core, it's a metallic core. It doesn't have a chip core because that's its gimmick. It goes left and right. It's a left and right compatible chip. So that's the front of it. On the back, you can see it says LR. That means it can go left and right spin just depending on how you move it. So right now it's on right. If you move it over here, it can go onto left. So that's its left and right mode. You just turn it and there it goes. You move these little bits. And right here is the, I guess, chip's teeth or little tabs. And it does have some weird little tabs to it. And I'm not sure if that affects how it clicks, but you can just twist it and it'll change from left to right. And on the front, it does change a little bit. You can see it moves and changes how the front looks, which is pretty cool. We're gonna put it on right for right now. So putting this back on the World Ring, we have World Spriggan. So now we're gonna put it with the chassis and I'll show how its gimmick works and how the burst stopping gimmick works as well. So when putting it together, you can see these little tabs on that side will either line up with the little square bits we have here or not. If it lines up with the little square bits right there, the chassis will be free spinning. But if it doesn't line up with those square bits and goes right here, it will be pushed down and it won't be free spinning and locked into place. So putting it on, this should have it on free spin. So you put it on and it'll be free spinning. Then you take it off, twist the layer around like that. So now the tabs will be pushed in by the little bit right there and it'll be stuck. It won't be free spinning. And if you're gonna have it on the locked in mode, you can line the chassis up however you want. We'll have it right there for now. It'll lock into place. So it's free spinning, it locks into place as well, and you can move the ring however you want it to be locked to fit with the Beyblade's blades and whatnot. So that's a really cool thing about this Beyblade. It's the exact same thing for both left and right spin, so its spin direction does not affect the chassis gimmick. Now, with other rings like the Brave or Glide or Mirage ring, I haven't tested out all of them with this Beyblade. In a future video, I plan to test all the rings with this chassis to see if it's free spinning or locked, and that should be a future video, so stay tuned for that. But with World Spriggan, depending on how it is, it's free spinning or locked into place. And like I said, it's the exact same thing for both left and right. Now putting it together, I'm gonna show you how its burst stopping gimmick works. So as you can see right there, that little red bit, when this blade gets pushed in, it stops the metal disc from moving. So when it's pushed in, it shouldn't go forward, and it gets stopped. When it's let go, it can move. But when it's pushed in, it can't. So when it makes contact with another Beyblade here, it'll stop the Beyblade from moving forward. And that's sort of its burst stopping gimmick. So that's pretty much all the gimmicks for World Spriggan. Has a freeze spin and lock in place chassis, which is going to be really cool. And it's LR, so it works with all rings. The chip is LR, the base is LR, and the driver is a really good balance type driver. So this entire Beyblade's really good, and each part should have a good thing in the competitiveness of Beyblades. So overall, this is a really awesome Beyblade. So now we're gonna go test it out in the Basic Takaratomy Stadium. Alright, so here we are at the Basic Takaratomy Stadium. We're gonna be test launching World Spriggan first in right spin with the free spin chassis. Ready, 3, 2, 1, rip. Alright, so World Spriggan moving around. And that's how it should move with the Unite dash driver. So now we're gonna try and left spin. Ready, 3, 2, 1, rip. Alright, so this is World Spriggan in left spin. Alright, it's moving pretty much the exact same way it did it in right spin. So now let's actually try it in some battles. Alright, so for the first battle, we have World Spriggan in right spin with the free spin chassis going up against Mirage Fafnir in absorb mode. And Ryan is helping me do these battles. Ready, 3, 2, 1, rip. Alright, so World Spriggan dealing some attacks at Mirage Fafnir. And it's moving pretty calmly because the Unite driver is on its plastic tip. So it's going down to stamina now. Going down to stamina now, and ooh, Mirage Fafnir was able to outspin World Spriggan. So now we're gonna try World Spriggan in left spin with the free spin chassis as well, and Mirage Fafnir will be in absorb mode, or counter mode, sorry. Ready, 3, 2, 1, rip. Alright, World Spriggan moving around. Ooh, making some contact. Both going back and forth with attacks. Both running low on stamina. Ooh, World Spriggan scraping and Mirage Fafnir able to outspin World Spriggan. So now for the next battle, we have World Spriggan right spin locked in chassis going up against Tempest Dragon with its blades out in awakened mode. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, rip. Ooh, that was a really good attack. World Spriggan getting attacked and just going back with more. Both going back and forth. Both a little wobbly now. Ooh, and World Spriggan getting its first point, outspinning Tempest Dragon. And the one side of the blades did go in. Alright, so now Tempest Dragon will have its blades in, and World Spriggan will be left with free spin chassis. This will be the last battle we do. Ready, 3, 2, 1, rip. Alright, ooh, World Spriggan is going on with lots of attacks. It's going back and forth. Ooh, World Spriggan moving around. Going down to stamina. Ooh, that actually would probably have to go to Tempest Dragon. It was able to outspin just barely. So just seeing how it did in battle, there are tons of ways to have World Spriggan go against different Beyblades. And World Spriggan has a lot of weaknesses and it has a lot of counters to other Beyblades. Like when I was going against Mirage Fafnir was in counter mode. If it wasn't in counter mode, it would have been able to, or World Spriggan in left spin would have been able to beat Mirage Fafnir. And there's just a bunch of different ways you can use this Beyblade, and we weren't able to do it in all these battles. So that's pretty much all for World Spriggan's unboxing. Overall, The Beyblade itself is great. I can see a whole bunch of amazing combos you can do with this Beyblade. Probably, honestly, the worst part of this Beyblade was probably the Unite Dash driver. And it's still a really good part. Everything in its Beyblade was amazing, but Unite Dash was probably like the worst part, but not that bad, because it did run out of stamina pretty quickly, and you can definitely put on a better balance type driver. But overall, this was an amazing Beyblade. I do recommend, if you are thinking of getting this Beyblade, to definitely get this. Has a lot of amazing parts, and this will be great in competitive Beyblades. But that's all for today's video. Let me know down below what you think of this Beyblade, some awesome combos you can do with it. But that's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching WayoftheBey.